Okay, so here we are at the Pet Rock Challenge, and I'm going to do one really quickly, which will probably be a super long video because I cannot do anything quickly, but just so I can show you how to do this. Okay, so let's edit in Sumo Paint. And I'm going to show you how to, because some people never can figure out how to take these things. So let's say here we are. I'm going to delete this text layer, and now I'm going to go ahead and delete this other guy. And look what I have left. This is the rock I have for you. So you can use this rock, or you can make your own. But a lot of people can never figure out how to get it to their computer. So File, and in order to do this, if you have those other layers, you have to turn them off or delete them because you really just want to save this rock. So File, Save to my computer, Pet Rock Challenge PNG. Okay, save it to. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop. And save. Okay, so now let's start a new image. File, new. Okay, and just for fun, let's go ahead and put that there. Now, File, Import Layer from my computer, and look, there's the Pet Rock Challenge rock. So there you go. So that's how you save it to your computer, so you can reuse it anytime or whatever you want to do. So okay, let's go right-click, Free Transform. I want to make this a little larger. Am I really happy with this particular rock? Let's pretend that I just don't like it. I want to reshape it. So remember this, we'll go to Warp Transform and choose the second one in, so it gives us a little bit more leeway. And look what I can do. I can kind of reshape this a little bit. I think that it should have a little bit more of a flat bottom. And I guess that looks good. Okay, so there's our rock. Now if you wanted to change this rock again, remember, right-click, select pixels. Actually, we got to unselect it first. Oh crap! I hate Sumo for that. It always happens. God dang it. Okay, this is where Sumo screws up. So I got to delete that layer. File, Import Layer from my computer. We'll bring that rock back again. This time we won't change it. We'll just make it a little bigger. Okay, and now let's select pixels. Because let's say that you wanted to texture it up some more. Okay, so I don't know, choose a little red, paintbrush, down to 50% or 42% opacity, diameter a little bigger, and let's go ahead and remember when we select the pixels, it doesn't matter if we press on the outside or anything because it all just stays on the rock. So this is just for fun. So okay, so let's say we like that, but we want to change it to an all golden color. Hue and saturation, colorize, and move it to a gold, bump up the saturation, and I'd say that looks pretty good. So it almost looks like a gold nugget. Okay, and remember, filters, stylize, emboss. See, that really bumps up the texture there. And remember, filters, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is from my how to make a granite tutorial, which you'll find on the picture with the elephants. Light effects, and remember matte relief. Oh, not metallic, meta. Just sort of gives it a little bit softer glow, gives it a little bit of a depth. Okay, so let's select, deselect. Now let's see, for the eyes I did on the last one, I took my eraser, I bumped my opacity on my brush all the way up, flow all the way up, and I went to the really clear circle here, and I came to about eyeball size, and eraser, and what we're doing is we're erasing a couple of holes. Doink, doink. Okay, now let's say we want to make them look more like eyeballs. Okay, so we go to 3D brushes, and look at that ball thing. What do they call it? Oh, I'm not sure, but it'll look a little bit more like a ball, or like a eyeball. So we have to go to brush, and change this to black, and watch the magic happen. Cool. Okay, and then let's say we want pupils. Now the way I did it in the last one was I used the black of that ball. You could also, and this is a trick that not a lot of people know, okay, to clone. See this clone stamp tool? Let's shrink our diameter a bit here. Let's go down to about 30 pixels. Sounds good. So clone, and we want to sample the area that we want to clone, right? So click once there, and let's say we'll have this guy looking up, and I give up. So we're going to go back to the ball. For some reason, I can't get clone to work unless I'm doing it without anybody watching. So we're just going to use the black ball to do the pupils here. We're going to go to brush, and doink, and doink. Okay, so he looks like he's looking up. Now let's do a mouth for him. We will choose basic brushes. All these things we could use for a mouth, but we'll use the ellipse one, and we want to change the rotation so it's kind of flat. Okay, and get to a good size. And maybe we'll be able to use the clone tool here. I'll give it a shot, but let's go ahead and use the eraser. Or no, let's use black. Let's just paint. Okay, black. So, okay, it looks like he has a mouth there. One more time, I'm going to try this clone thing, but for some reason it only works if I'm not showing anybody. So let's take our rotation down to 0. Let's take our size down, because what I like to do is make a tooth for him. And usually what I do is I press clone, and I clone an area, and then I bring it up here. But for some reason, don't ask me why, that just doesn't work. So we're going to skip that, and we're going to go back to our ellipse tool, and we're going to flatten it out a bit. So what I want to do now is sort of add a little bit of depth to the mouth so it doesn't look quite so like nothing. And we're going to go to white. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to bump up the size just a little bit to about there. Oh, I use brush. Okay, now see how that looks a little weird? What we want to do now is filters, blur, Gaussian blur, and just enough to sort of make it look like, I don't know, like a little mouth for some reason. Does that look anything like a mouth? Well, not really, but who cares? Okay, so that is how you make your pet rock. I added trees, I added a butterfly, I added grass. You can do whatever you want, but there you have it. That's how you take the rock from underneath the picture, save it to your computer, and that's how I did my eyeballs. I don't understand why I can't clone. It's just one of those weird things that for some reason it won't work for me now, and I must be doing something wrong, but it's because I'm trying to be quick and trying to show somebody, and that's the way it goes. So, and if we wanted to, I don't know, let's take this layer here, let's adjustments, hue and saturation, let's turn it all the way dark, then let's go filters, texture, map. This is my favorite background ever. That's why I always do it. Okay, and adjustments, hue and saturation, colorize, bump up the saturation, a little bit more golden colored, and then we can take our rock, filters, 3D effects, reflection, and looky here, we have kind of a little and you know how I am, I could go ahead and put clouds back there. I'll show you my secret file, import layer from computers, because people always ask me how I do things so quickly. Well, it's because I save all my PNG files. These are all things I've created either with brushes, or some of them might even be Google images. Most of them are things that I create and then I decide I'll want to use again, so I'll save in a PNG file. And because I make a ton of cloud pictures, so let's say clouds 3, ta-da, and we'll move that down one, and we'll go ahead and let's change it a little bit. This layer we should adjust. Hue and saturation. Oops, I'm doing the clouds. I want to do the background layer. Adjustments. So there you have it. We've kind of made a caveman rock thing, but that is how you pull the rock from my picture and do whatever you want with it. This is just a silly thing that I did really quick, but you can do whatever you want. You can make it as cute as you want. Ty Ranch is going to make a scary one, which I'm really glad for. I just want to see people do stuff, so have fun. Bye.